I think you don't have the compassion because you don't want the compassion to seem like you're guilty.
I'm not guilty.
I'm not saying you are.
But that
if
just-
you
wait.
do that,
Hold on.
might look like you are.
No. I'm not guilty. That's why I fight as hard as I do.
Let me see. Ooh, you clean up good. I got you looking just right.
Got to make sure the jury likes me today.
Every day.
He was once a legendary lawyer, the man behind the Erin Brockovich case. She was the Beverly Hills pop princess, strutting on Bravo stages with a $40,000 a month glam squad. Together, Tom Girardi and Erika Jayne lived like royalty. Jets, diamonds, mansions, and music videos bragging, "It's expensive to be me."
It's expensive to be me.
But while Erika sang about luxury, Tom was stealing from widows, orphans, burn victims, and plane crash survivors.
Disgraced attorney Tom Girardi, the estranged husband of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Erika Jayne, is headed to prison. A judge sentenced the 86-year-old disbarred lawyer to 7 years behind bars for leading a years-long fraud.
Courtroom sketches replaced red carpets, victims cried while Bravo rolled the cameras, and the so-called power couple became the biggest fraud in Housewives history.
You scared at all of being on the hook for any of his stuff?
I would refer to my lawyer for that. No. But I would like peace.
Tom Girardi, who turned 86 today, was ordered to spend just over 7 years behind bars for wire fraud after stealing more than $15 million from his clients, many of whom are widows and orphans. Some allege it was to fund a life of luxury with Erika. She denies those claims.
This is the complete downfall of Erika Jayne and Tom Girardi, and why their empire was built on lies.
Did you ever hear about him taking money or anything before this whole thing blew up?
No.
Like the lawsuits that were against him?
I found out when I was sued in Arizona from a lending company.
Long before the fraud, before the FBI raids, before Erika Jayne was crying on Bravo reunions.
Let's not do that. And don't ever bring up killing my child again, because my child could get killed.
Okay, I know, I didn't mean it that way, Erika.
My child could get killed.
You're right, I didn't mean it that way.
Tom Girardi was a legal legend. He was the man who took on Pacific Gas and Electric in the famous Erin Brockovich case, winning hundreds of millions for victims. He built a reputation as the lawyer who fought for the little guy. Widows, workers, families against powerful corporations. But here's the truth. Tom wasn't just winning cases, he was building an empire of smoke and mirrors. He cultivated influence with judges, politicians, even Hollywood elites. His law firm, Girardi Keese, wasn't just a business. It was his piggy bank. And for decades, no one dared to question him.
And her estranged husband, Tom, accused in a new lawsuit of embezzling money meant for the victims of a plane crash to fund their opulent lifestyle.
Enter Erika Jayne. In the late 1990s, Tom met Erika when she was waitressing in Beverly Hills. She was younger, ambitious, desperate for a spotlight. Tom was already a millionaire powerhouse. They married in 2000, and suddenly Erika went from cocktail server to Beverly Hills royalty. From the outside, it looked like a fairy tale. The powerful attorney and his glamorous wife. But behind the scenes, the money that funded Erika's transformation into a pop diva wasn't what it seemed. Because here's the thing, Erika Jayne wasn't just another housewife. She wanted to be a pop star. And pop stardom costs money. Lots of money.
The whole earring thing, like, it's everywhere.
The things that you're wearing, things you own, is an ill-gotten gain. I would give it up.
Well,
Why?
yeah.
Because you can look good?
I'm not talking about public opinion.
Yeah, you are! I don't give a about anybody else but me.
Don't say that, Erika. Don't say that, because you're my friend. I can't defend that.
I'm not caving because people think I should feel
Erika,
some way.
No
what
more.
about the people?
Yeah,
what about the facts?
Come on, Erika.
Dumb.
Tom poured millions into Erika's alter ego. Music videos dripping in diamonds, over-the-top costumes, private jets, designer everything. Her single, "It's expensive to be me," wasn't just a catchy line. It was a confession. By the time Erika joined the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills in 2015, the image was complete. She wasn't the struggling artist or the devoted wife. She was Erika Jayne, the woman who lived in a Pasadena mansion, traveled by private jet, and bragged about spending $40 a month on hair, makeup, and clothes. Fans were dazzled. Housewives cast members were jealous. Erika had the life everyone else wanted, but nobody stopped to ask the obvious question. Where was all this money coming from? The answer was horrifying. the same man who once fought for plane crash victims, burn victims, and widows of disasters, was stealing from them. Tom Girardi was running one of the biggest legal frauds in American history. Settlement money meant for desperate families was funneled into Erika's music career, her designer wardrobe, and their lavish lifestyle. The victims got pennies, Erika got a glam squad. For years, the fraud was hidden behind Tom's reputation and Erika's diamond-encrusted image. Judges trusted Tom, clients admired him, fans idolized Erika. But every jet ride, every diamond ring, every dollar of Erika's over-the-top lifestyle was blood money, stolen from people who had already suffered unthinkable tragedies. And as the cracks in the empire began to show, Bravo's cameras were rolling. The perfect couple was about to become the most hated duo in Housewives history. For decades, Tom Girardi's scam ran unchecked. Judges trusted him, politicians schmoozed with him, and the legal world treated him like royalty. But by 2017, the cracks were impossible to ignore. Clients who had won massive settlements, victims of car accidents, industrial disasters, and even plane crashes, started asking the same question: where's my money? Families were owed millions. Survivors waited months, then years, for payments that never came. And when they pressed Tom, he had excuses ready. The paperwork was delayed, the companies hadn't paid, the money was tied up. But behind closed doors, that money was flowing straight into his personal accounts. And while widows and orphans were waiting for checks, Erika Jayne was living like a queen. Private jets, designer wardrobes, over-the-top music videos that looked more like Hollywood blockbusters than independent projects. Erika even bragged on camera about her $40,000 a month glam squad. Hair, makeup, styling, a number so insane it shocked even the housewives. The truth? Every eyelash, every designer gown, every music video was bought with stolen settlement money. Victims got scraps. Erika got Gucci. By 2018, lawsuits started piling up. Some victims dared to sue Tom directly, claiming he had stolen their settlement funds. But Tom had power. He would stall the cases, intimidate clients, or quietly pay just enough to make the problem go away. And the cycle continued. But the real bomb exploded in 2018 when the families of victims from the Lion Air plane crash in Indonesia accused Tom of stealing their settlement money. These were families who had lost loved ones in one of the most devastating crashes in recent history, and instead of helping them, Tom pocketed their money. Court filings later revealed that the funds meant for grieving families were diverted into shell accounts, used to keep Tom and Erika's lavish lifestyle afloat. And through it all, Erika kept performing. On Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she flaunted her closet, dripping in designer labels, bragging about her luxury. To fans, it looked glamorous. To the victims, it was salt in the wound. By 2019, whistleblowers inside the legal world began speaking up. Reports surfaced that Tom's law firm was running like a Ponzi scheme, using money from new settlements to pay off old clients. It wasn't just fraud, it was decades of betrayal against the very people he had promised to protect. Still, Erika played the role of the oblivious wife. On Bravo, she smirked when asked about Tom's money. She told castmates, "It's expensive to be me," as though her luxury life was a reward for hard work, not blood money. But the lawsuits were closing in. By 2020, Girardi Keys collapsed under the weight of debt, and bankruptcy filings revealed the truth. Over $500 million in liabilities, with countless victims unpaid. Tom's empire was dust. The man once called a hero of justice was exposed as a fraud who had stolen from the most vulnerable. And Erika, she filed for divorce. Publicly, she claimed it was about growing apart, about a cold marriage. But the timing was suspicious. Just weeks before the lawsuits against Tom went public, Erika announced she was leaving him. To many, it looked less like a heartbreak and more like a desperate move to protect herself from the fallout. The scam was exposed, the victims were speaking, and the woman who had been bragging about her glam squad for years was suddenly in the hot seat. The question everyone wanted answered: did Erika know? Or did she just not care, as long as the money kept flowing? By late 2020, Tom Girardi's house of cards had collapsed. The once feared legal titan was facing lawsuits from every direction, bankruptcy courts were circling, and victims were demanding answers. And right in the middle of it, Erika Jayne filed for divorce. On paper, it looked like the end of a decades-long marriage. But to everyone else, the timing was suspicious. Erika had lived like royalty for years. And suddenly, the moment Tom's fraud was exposed, she was gone. Court documents revealed what many already suspected. This wasn't just a divorce, it was a strategic move. By filing, Erika could claim innocence, separate her assets, and protect herself from Tom's financial implosion. But the courts weren't buying it. Almost immediately, Erika was named in lawsuits. Plaintiffs accused her of knowingly benefiting from Tom's fraud, using stolen settlement money to bankroll her career, her glam squad, her 25 million Amex bills. That's right. Court records showed Tom's law firm funneled $25 million into Erika's company, EJ Global. This wasn't pocket change. This was money meant for widows, burn victims, and plane crash families. And Bravo cameras were rolling the entire time. On the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Erika tried to play the victim. She sat at the table with tears streaming down her face, insisting she knew nothing. She told the women she had been blindsided, that she was just a wife who trusted her husband, but fans weren't buying it. Neither were her castmates. Sutton Strack dared to ask the question everyone was thinking, what did Erika know? The confrontation turned explosive. Erika snapped, screaming across the table, "You don't know what I go through." She threatened lawsuits, intimidation, and even violence to shut down any questions. That meltdown became one of the most infamous Housewives scenes ever. Viewers saw a woman not just defending herself, but lashing out, as if anger could erase the evidence piling up against her. Meanwhile, lawyers were tearing apart Erika's glamorous image piece by piece. They pointed out the designer clothes, the diamonds, the $1 million glam squad. They showed how victims had been begging for money while Erika strutted across Bravo stages singing about wealth. The contrast was sickening. Even Bravo leaned in. Season 11 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills became the Erika Jayne scandal season, with her castmates whispering, questioning, and dissecting her every move. Erika, once adored as the icy cool fashionista, was now seen as heartless, cold, and possibly complicit in one of the biggest frauds in Housewives history. And while Erika cried about losing her marriage, the victims were crying over lost homes, lost medical bills, and destroyed lives. The sympathy wasn't going to her, it was going to them. By 2021, Tom Girardi was officially disbarred. He was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and placed under conservatorship, living out his days as a disgraced man in a nursing home. The legendary lawyer was gone, but Erika was still in the spotlight. Every court filing dragged her deeper. She swore she never knew that Tom had hidden everything, but emails, transfers, and receipts told another story. To many, Erika wasn't just the clueless wife. She was the woman who cashed the checks, flaunted the diamonds, and laughed in the faces of the people whose lives had been ruined. And as Bravo turned her downfall into ratings gold, fans were left with one brutal question. Was Erika Jayne just collateral damage, or was she in on the scam the whole time? By 2021, Erika Jayne wasn't just another Real Housewife. She had become Bravo's golden villain. Every headline, every meme, every late-night joke was about her. Ratings skyrocketed as fans tuned in to watch Erika squirm under the weight of Tom Girardi's fraud scandal. But the more Erika tried to control the narrative, the worse it got. Instead of showing compassion for the victims, burned survivors, widows, orphans, Erika doubled down on her icy persona. She sneered at Sutton Strack, threatened her on camera, and snapped at anyone who dared to question her innocence. The Erika Jayne, who once called herself a glam Barbie assassin, was now being called heartless, arrogant, and even evil. Court documents kept leaking, and every one of them painted Erika in a darker light. Her company, EJ Global, was accused of receiving $25 million from Tom's firm. Prosecutors claimed that money was stolen directly from settlement funds, meant for people who had lost everything. Yet Erika was on Bravo, bragging about her $40,000 a month glam squad. The backlash was immediate. Social media turned against her. Instead of defending their diamond-clad queen, fans flooded her comments with anger. "Return the money," they wrote. "Pay the victims." Every Instagram post she made, whether it was a throwback photo or a cryptic caption, was met with rage. Bravo fans had seen villains before, but Erika's situation was different. This wasn't petty gossip or backstabbing at a dinner party. This was real-life fraud with real victims, and Erika looked like she didn't care. Even her castmates began to distance themselves. Kyle Richards, Dorit Kemsley, even Lisa Rinna, who had defended Erika like a guard dog, all started hesitating. On camera, they tried to tiptoe around the scandal, but the truth was clear. No one wanted to go down with Erika. And then came the reunion. 4 parts, all centered on Erika Jayne. Andy Cohen grilled her about Tom, the lawsuits, the missing millions. Erika cried, she screamed, she swore she knew nothing. But her performance only fueled more outrage. Fans said she lacked empathy, that her tears were for herself, not the people her lifestyle had crushed. Meanwhile, the victim's attorneys were using Bravo clips as evidence in court. Erika's diamonds, her designer clothes, even her smug confessionals. They all became ammunition to prove she had benefited from Tom's crimes. It was the perfect storm. Bravo milking her downfall for ratings, tabloids feasting on her every move, and victims demanding justice while Erika posed for paparazzi shots in $1,000 outfits. By 2022, Erika Jayne's reputation had hit rock bottom. She was no longer the glamorous fan favorite. She was the villain everyone loved to hate. For Bravo, it was TV gold. For Erika, it was the destruction of her carefully crafted image. And the more she insisted she was innocent, the more people believed she was lying. Because if Erika truly didn't know, how could she have enjoyed every diamond, every jet, every dollar, while the victims suffered in silence? By 2022, the Girardi empire wasn't just crumbling, it was being ripped apart in public, piece by piece. Every court hearing brought new headlines, new accusations, and new humiliation. Tom Girardi was officially disbarred. The man once called a legal titan was now a disgraced fraud, living under conservatorship, claiming dementia, and shuffling into court like a ghost of his former self. His victims, plane crash survivors, widows, burn victims, were still waiting for their money, while Tom's law firm was auctioning off everything from his office furniture to his piano just to pay back scraps. And Erika, she was in survival mode. Court after court, lawsuit after lawsuit, her name kept appearing. Trustees accused her of benefiting from $25 million funneled into her company, EJ Global. They claimed Tom's money meant for clients, had bankrolled her music career, her glam squad, her private jets, her designer wardrobe. Every diamond, every handbag, every luxury item became evidence. Jewelry was seized, bank records were combed through. Even her famous $750,000 diamond earrings were dragged into court. Attorneys argued they were bought with stolen money. Fans demanded she hand them over. Erika refused, insisting they were a gift, hers to keep, but eventually she was forced to give them up. A humiliating moment that symbolized just how far she had fallen. Meanwhile, Bravo cameras were still rolling. Erika needed the paycheck more than ever, but instead of sympathy, viewers saw desperation. She bragged about being legally separated from Tom, yet refused to show an ounce of guilt. She screamed at Sutton Stracke, called herself the real victim, and insisted she was fighting for her life. But no one was buying it. Online, the hate reached new levels. Fans flooded her Instagram with demands. Pay the victims, give back the money, stop playing dumb. Memes mocked her coldness. Headlines called her tone deaf. She wasn't just a housewife anymore. She was a national disgrace. Her public breakdown was unavoidable. Erika snapped at castmates, stormed off cameras, and admitted she was drowning in lawsuits. At one point, she sobbed on Bravo, saying she had nothing left, that she was broke. But fans weren't moved. They saw it as crocodile tears from a woman who had spent years flaunting stolen wealth. Even worse, attorneys for the victims began using Erika's Bravo clips in their arguments. Every smug confessional, every designer outfit, every icy denial was evidence. It proved, they argued, that Erika had lived a life of luxury funded by other people's suffering. The Bravo paycheck might have kept her afloat, but it came at a price. Erika Jayne wasn't being paid to perform anymore. She was being paid to unravel, and viewers couldn't look away. By 2023, Erika was officially drowning in legal chaos. She faced multiple lawsuits, court-ordered asset seizures, and a tidal wave of public hate. Her glam squad was gone, her pop star dreams dead, and her reputation destroyed. The Erika Jayne who once bragged, "It's expensive to be me," was now living proof that the bill always comes due. And for her, it was paid in lawsuits, shame, and the ashes of a stolen empire. By 2023, Erika Jayne wasn't just a disgraced housewife. She was Bravo's cash cow. Producers knew her scandal was ratings gold. Every lawsuit, every court hearing, every icy outburst on camera kept viewers glued to their screens. But while Bravo cashed in, the people Tom Girardi had scammed were still waiting. Victims of plane crashes, widows, orphans, even cancer patients, the very clients Tom had sworn to protect, were left penniless while Erika strutted across TV in designer heels. The hypocrisy was too much for fans to stomach. On social media, outrage exploded. Viewers called Bravo complicit. Hashtags like Pay the Victims trended. Erika's Instagram was flooded with angry comments. Where's the money? Those diamonds aren't yours. How can you sleep at night? Even fellow housewives began questioning her coldness. Sutton Straka became the voice of the fans, demanding accountability. Garcelle Beauvais openly said what millions were thinking, that Erika needed to show remorse. But Erika refused. She snapped, deflected, and insisted she was innocent. Meanwhile, attorneys released brutal details. Court documents revealed Tom had stolen settlement funds from victims of the Lion Air plane crash. Families who had lost children were left with nothing, while Erika flaunted million-dollar jewelry and private jets. Survivors of horrific burns and injuries testified that Girardi promised them compensation, money that instead went to fund Erika's pop star fantasy. And through it all, Bravo gave her a platform. Every confessional of her insisting she knew nothing, every scene of her fighting with castmates became headline news. Lawyers used the footage as evidence. Victims' attorneys pointed to Erika's lifestyle on camera as proof she had benefited from the stolen millions. Her behavior only made it worse. Instead of humility, she doubled down. She bragged about her legal separation. She smirked when asked about the lawsuits. And she coldly told the other women she only cared about herself. For fans, that was the nail in the coffin. By 2024, Erika's image was completely shattered. Once the glamorous pop princess of Beverly Hills, she was now seen as the villain of Bravo, a woman who built her brand on the pain of others. The victims' voices grew louder. Press conferences featured survivors calling out Tom Girardi's fraud and Erika Jayne's complicity. One widow described losing her husband in a plane crash, only to be scammed by the lawyer who was supposed to help her. Another victim said watching Erika on TV while waiting for money that never came felt like being slapped in the face. The lawsuits piled higher. Trustees claimed Erika owed millions back. Her company, EJ Global, was labeled a sham, nothing more than a funnel for stolen funds. And while Erika insisted she didn't know, critics argued ignorance wasn't an excuse. She had lived off that money for years. Bravo tried to spin it as entertainment, but viewers weren't laughing. The once glamorous Erika was now the face of greed, fraud, and cold denial. Her tagline, "It's expensive to be me," became a cruel reminder of the people who paid the price for her luxury life. By the end of 2024, it was clear. Erika Jayne wasn't just a housewife anymore. She was the cautionary tale, the woman who partied on stolen money, smirked through the pain of victims, and thought she could escape accountability. But the truth always comes out. And for Erika Jayne, the truth was ugly, cold, and unforgettable. By 2025, Erika Jayne's story was no longer about glam, fame, or music videos. It was about downfall. The courts had spoken. Tom Girardi was permanently disbarred, declared mentally unfit, and left to rot in a nursing facility facing fraud charges. The once great lawyer who rubbed shoulders with politicians and celebrities was now remembered as nothing more than a scammer. A man who stole from widows, orphans, and survivors to fund a fake empire. And Erika, she had become the face of Bravo's darkest chapter. Every headline called her cold. Every lawsuit dragged her deeper. Even if she wasn't charged criminally, her reputation was destroyed. The glam squad image was gone, replaced by a woman fighting tooth and nail to hold on to relevance while the world demanded she pay back stolen millions. Her friendships on Housewives crumbled. Sutton and Garcelle never trusted her again. Kyle Richards, once her ally, distanced herself. Fans petitioned Bravo to cut her, arguing it was disgusting to watch a woman living off fraud money while victims begged for justice. And yet, Erika refused to quit. She released new music, posted cryptic Instagram captions, and played the victim card. But the public wasn't buying it. The sympathy was gone. The only thing left was disgust. By now, even casual fans saw through the facade. Erika Jayne wasn't just another dramatic housewife. She was the woman who sang about how expensive it was to be her while wearing blood diamonds paid for by stolen money. The final image of Erika Jayne is one of denial. A woman sitting in a Bravo confessional, insisting she didn't know where the money came from, while the whole world knew exactly where it came from. And the truth is brutal. Tom Girardi's empire was built on fraud. Erika Jayne's lifestyle was funded by victims' suffering. Together, they became the most hated couple in Housewives history. The worst scam wasn't just financial, it was emotional. It was watching a so-called queen flaunt wealth stolen from people who needed it most. By 2025, Erika Jayne wasn't expensive. She was exposed. From Beverly Hills royalty to courtroom disgrace, Erika Jayne and Tom Girardi's downfall wasn't just deserved, it was inevitable. They lived like kings and queens while their empire was built on lies, fraud, and the suffering of innocent victims. So, what do you think? Was Erika truly clueless, or did she play along while the money rolled in? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because more shocking celebrity downfalls are coming your way.